my name is Pastor Gary Silva, and I'm so glad you had the time to tune in to Compass Truth once again. Tonight, instead of sharing with you a lot of Bible scriptures and a specific teaching, I do want to focus on how important it is to consider those that have less than yourself. And I'm saying that because many times, we have so much, and we don't even understand that there's so many people around us that don't even have the minimal things. And I'll give you a classic example. A couple of nights ago, we had the opportunity to connect with a outreach ministry, so to speak, here in Tulsa called Tulsa Night Lights. And they literally feed people under a bridge here. And many of these people are homeless, and this happens like every Thursday night. Well, thank goodness we had the opportunity to get involved and experience that. And I want to just kind of paint a short picture for you so you can get an idea of what happened. We had signed up, said we would go, my wife and I, and we're looking forward to set aside some time to go. And I'm real big on this. We both are really passionate about feeding the homeless. In the scriptures, there in the book of Proverbs, I think it was the 19th chapter and 17th verse, talks about how he that gives to the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and whatever he gives, he will repay back to him again. So I'm not saying this so you would just do just to get. That's not about what this ministry is about. It's really about being compassionate, understanding the needs of others, and meeting those needs. But as we set out more and more to accomplish the things of God, we ran across this opportunity here, and it was awesome. But this is really how it played out for us. We had set aside time to prepare to go, and not really knowing how it would turn out. But we were excited about it. We love giving, we love doing, we love being a blessing to people. So we went. And so when we arrived there, we were there under the bridge. And we noticed already that there were lights mounted up on the what they call the cylinders or the pillars that hold the bridge up. And so, and it was already set up in a way where when the sun would go down and we would need lights, the lights were already erected there. So there was a spot over here for clothing. Had already started putting up the clothing for the people coming to receive clothes. And they had set it up in such an awesome way. They definitely had a plan for their purpose that they were trying to meet these people's needs. So you had the clothing racks over here. You had the space over here where children would be at. And so there would be another group of us that actually read stories to the kids or give books away. And then there's a popcorn popper down here. And then over here to this side of us, it was huge cookers. We were going to cook the hamburgers. And, so we had the meat, and we had the buns, and we had all the condiments. Everything was prepared. It was awesome. So while we were standing there, then this big rider truck backs up, right? And they lift up the door. And all these tables are in there and chairs. So we rolled out the tables and chairs, and we set up this awesome dining hall underneath the bridge. I mean, it was like a makeshift dining hall. It was awesome. And so you could look up, and you could see some of the people, the homeless people, right under the edges of the bridge, right under the eaves on both sides. So you saw maybe about 35, 40 different people. And you thought about it, you said, okay, well, they're definitely used to this and expecting to be fed. Well, as the time began to move on, we didn't realize as we were preparing everything, rolling tables off, setting up chairs and everything, and moving like a little army, it was praise God. We looked up, and then all of a sudden, there were just big amounts of people were coming over the hills. Whole families, not just men and women, but kids. They were bringing their families, and some had little puppies or whatever. And these people were homeless, and it impacted us so greatly. I mean, it blew me away. I just couldn't believe that I was seeing the magnitude, the numbers of people coming that had no place to stay. And once they got there, they definitely shared with us some of their concerns from day to day, some of their realities. We can make up any reason we want to not to meet their needs or try to blame or try to find fault. But the love of God is not about that. The love of God is about meeting you at your place of need and impacting you in a positive way. And that's exactly what we had the opportunity to do. And we listened to them. Some of them just needed a listening ear. Yes, they were hungry. Yes, they received the hamburgers and some other things. But they were hungry more so even for relationship. I mean, that's what really was a blessing, to be able to share time with the people. And they were so thankful. And it was such a blessing to be able to come to terms with those opportunities. And I thank God that we were able to set aside time to go. And all of us, it's really about decision making. what's important to us. So friend, I'm going to ask you, to reconsider some things. Check out some possibilities in your city. See if there's things that you can be connected to. It doesn't always have to be something about feeding the homeless. It can be many different things that people are missing connections with relationships. I don't know, it could be an old folks home. It could be going to a daycare and reading stories to children. It could be a lot of different things. But in this instance, it was definitely feeding the hungry and feeding the homeless, clothing the homeless. I mean, it was awesome. And they're real people too, just like you. And so I wanted to just take some time out to maybe provoke your thoughts, maybe touch your heartstring and get you to think about some things. I don't know if you've ever been without something, but it's just really sad to be without food and have no place to go. I was talking to one of the gentlemen there underneath the bridge, and he was sharing with us about just the previous night, I believe it was, that we had a tornado to come through. Yeah, and I remember what I was going through here and our sense of preparation, moving and gathering everybody together family-wise. But, they're not connected to the internet like us. They're not connected to the media. So therefore, they look up and they see the sky changing and everything, and they just say, okay, well, the storm's coming. We'll try to get in a place of cover. But not knowing that it was really a tornado, and they kind of heard about it after the fact. And the reality is they don't have those connections like we do. So we take a lot of things for granted each and every day, and I think sometimes we just need to stop and be thankful. Be thankful for the things that you have. But at the same time, when you're being thankful, consider that there are people that don't have anything at all, and so, as you go day to day, maybe you may not even be able to reach out to somebody right now and make a difference like that, but at least we can say a word of prayer. At least we can ask God to send somebody to meet a need. So I just want to take time out to tell you about that awesome experience we had. It blessed us so much to touch and be in touch with those people. And not only did we give them clothes and fed them, we also washed feet. Oh yeah, that was awesome. And just to see those people's hearts being brightened, to see the smiles on their faces, and not just adults, they were children too. And those children, they don't even know the magnitude of the world that we live in, but they definitely know love. And they definitely felt love. And it feels good to be loved. It feels good to give love. So I just want to thank you again for tuning in to Compass Truth. Again, share our channel with your friends. Let them know what we're about and some of the testimonies that we will continue to share and some of the great teachings as well. We are leading up on the Easter time this year, and so you'll definitely be able to tune in to see some good teachings about Jesus and the sacrifice that he gave and the benefits that followed for every believer. So here again, I am Pastor Gary Silva. Thanks for tuning in. You have a wonderful day.